Hello everyone, my name is Petra and I've been living in Budapest for the last 8 years, so it's a long time and I have a lot of experiences. So today I decided to share my thoughts and experiences about the costs of living here in Budapest, and I would like to talk about the renting prices, shopping in general, food and the traveling costs here in Budapest. I will also use the help of the statistics because in this way you will get a really realistic idea of how much living here in Budapest would cost. And I would also like to give you some tips on how to save money if you really decide to visit Hungary, especially Budapest. First things first, all in all, Hungary considered as a pretty cheap country for foreigners. For us Hungarians, it's a whole other story, because the average Hungarian wages are not that high compared to the prices, so a lot of people struggle with it. But I would not like to talk about this topic because it's way too difficult and I don't have the knowledge to really talk about that. So the fact that I mentioned it, it's just because for you to really understand the situation here in Hungary. But all in all, there are a lot of good places and good opportunities here. So let's talk about renting. If you plan to rent a flat here in Budapest, I really recommend you to rent a flat in the outlying districts. Budapest has a very dense public transport network, so you will be in the city center in a pretty short time. I've always lived in outlying districts and I had no problem with the public transport whatsoever. Also a good tip on searching for rent, check out the Pest site first and not the Buda site. Of course, this tip is not set in stone, but high chances are that you will have more luck if you check out the Pest site first. I have to cheat, but the average rental price in Budapest is almost 250,000 forints, but you should know that this price is very probably for a flat for 2 or 3 people. To see a difference between the districts, in the second district, which is in the heart of Buda, an average rental price is almost 350,000 forints, while in the 21st it's only 160,000 forints, or in the 14th it's 220,000 forints. So you understand why I said that the Pest site is better. I've lived in 3 flats in the 21st district and right now I live in the 14th, and I share this flat with my boyfriend. We pay less than 200,000 forints. So the fact that it's divided by 2, you can imagine it's pretty comfortable. The next topic is shopping. In Budapest, you will have a whole bunch of variety of shops, including the popular chains and individual shops. And I'm really sure wherever you will or you live, you will have at least a tiny grocery shop in a walking distance, which I think it's amazing. As for groceries, Hungarian people prefer Lidl or Spar. They are the cheapest, yet the quality is good and they offer a bunch of variety of products. Personally, I really like Lidl as well, as a true Hungarian, but they can be really crowded, so don't go there on the rush hours because I hope no one will sue me for this, but the most expensive chains in Hungary, like grocery shop chains, are Coop and SZÉP. And you didn't hear that from me, okay? That's a secret. To give you an idea about the costs of a grocery shopping, we went to Lidl with my boyfriend on the weekend to make a weekly grocery shopping, and we paid roughly 15,000 forints. On average, just grabbing some things after work shopping would cost probably like 3,000 to 4,000 forints a week. Maybe some of you will say that it's too little, it's really just my spending, and I said that to you just to give you an idea about the cost of a grocery shopping. For cleaning supplies and beauty products, there are 2 main chains here in Hungary, Rossmann and DM. And I can't really tell the difference, So you choose whichever you like. I'm Team Rossmann, but I can't really say why. If I have to go to the DM, I'm okay with it, so maybe they look better. I don't know. I can't really say what's an average spending in a shop like this because it really depends on your lifestyle. But I spend roughly 20,000 forints every quarter, which is enough if you don't spend that much on beauty products. When I would like to get some very random things, I go to Chinese shops or Chinese markets. In Budapest, there are a lot of shops like this, insane amount. They look really messy and the owner is probably Chinese or Asian who barely speak any Hungarian, but they are the best thing ever. If you ever go to a shop like this, you will know what I mean. The prices are most of the time really cheap and there's a whole variety of products that you would not find anywhere else, so I really recommend you to check them out, even if you don't want to buy anything. I do it a lot of times and I always find something that captures my attention and then I need it, but I don't really need it. I think these were the most important things about shopping. One important thing is that about 95% of the shops you can pay with cards, so you should have no problem with it whatsoever. Okay, now let's talk about traveling and most importantly, public transport. As I already told you, Budapest has a very dense and very good public transport network. We have 4 metro lines that connect the most important places, over 30 tram lines, over 100 bus routes and 10 plus trolley buses. The most important lines operate at night, so if you consider to go out at night, you should have no problem with it whatsoever. Public bike and electric scooter system is really popular here. I've never tried either of them, but I'm really planning to try out the public bike system. So if you would like to see how that works, please subscribe because I will come up with a video about it definitely. What's really good about that is that it's only 1,000 forints a month and 8,000 forints per year. It's pretty nice. For public transport, the price of a single ticket is 450 forints, but not a lot of people use it, I think. If you're here for a longer period of time, you can also get a 15-day pass or a monthly pass. If you're a student here in Budapest, you can buy the passes for a much cheaper price for more than 50% off. The only thing required is a student ID. If you work here and you use the public transport to go to work and to go home, then most probably the workplace will pay for it. I don't recommend you to try and be sneaky because the penalty of a missing pass or an invalid ticket is 25,000 forints and you have to pay 12,000 forints on the spot, which can hurt. As for driving, I can't really say much because I don't have any experience. All I can say is that on work days, the traffic is terrible, so I don't really recommend you to use car to go to work, really just when it's absolutely necessary. The next topic is eating out. In the last few years, restaurants and all kinds of dining places become more expensive, but you can still find some really good places. Of course, it's all up to you, your preferences and your lifestyle. You can find the popular fast food chains, KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, and they are really popular here in Hungary as well because the Hungarian apps have huge discounts, so most of the people use them. But if you would like to eat at a fancier fast food chain, I really recommend you this pasta place called Velozzo. Me and my boyfriend eat out at least 3 times a week, and we really try to find places that are cheap, but the quality is still good, so you don't have diarrhea after eating there. So my recommendations are the following. Budapest has a ton of Asian restaurants, different Chinese restaurants, Japanese restaurants, Korean restaurants, and they are really good. The only exception that I would like to mention is that don't eat Chinese food at the shopping center because I have bad experiences. There's pretty good amount of vegan and vegetarian restaurants, so you should have no problem with it. And I think the best thing about Budapest is that you can really try all kinds of food from all around the world. And that makes this city so special. The only thing that's pretty ironic is that the Hungarian restaurants are the most expensive, in my opinion. If we talk about eating out, one thing has to be mentioned, and these are pastry shops, because they are the most popular thing ever in Hungary. We eat all the time, before work, after work, during work, before a trip, on the bus, when you crave for a sweet, when you crave for savory. So if you see, go and check it out. I think you will find something that you like. The average product price is like 400 forints. It's not that bad. I also really like it. I eat that every week at least 3 times. There's also one thing that has to be included when we talk about eating out in Budapest, and it's Széchenyi card. That is the most popular fringe benefits here in Hungary. This cafeteria money goes directly into this card, and you can use it at restaurants, museums, spas, theaters, and all kinds of stuff like this. Its purpose is to support the Hungarian tourism and to motivate people more on recreational activities. The amount of money on that card depends on the workplace, but it can be anything from 200,000 forints to 450,000 forints per year. Since I got this cafeteria, I go out more often, I eat at restaurants more often, so I really support the idea of it. Yeah, I think that's enough of this topic. I wanted to also talk about leisure activities, but after checking out some websites and some places, I realized that the price range is so big that I can't really say an average amount. So all I want to say is to inform you before you visit a place. A great way to get to know the different places, restaurants here in Budapest is to visit welovebudapest.com/en, like English, because they always come up with thematic collections of different restaurants, programs, upcoming events, and I also use it a lot of times. I will leave a link in the description, so check it out. I hope that this video was helpful for you, and if you have any other question around this topic or about Budapest, then let me know in the comment section down below. I will really try my best and answer that as correctly as possible. If it's a harder topic, then I might as well make a video about it, so stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. Okay, I think that it was enough of me today, so see you in the next one. Bye!